Okay, today's going to be a little winter lesson. You're going to draw along with me. So we're going to start kind of, here's the top of our page, so kind of high, kind of high up on our page. And I want you to start with just the top of a triangle. Don't make it too huge, but don't make it tiny either. We're going to connect that with kind of a curvy looking zigzag. And then using diagonal lines, we're going to come just inside of the outside area there and make a diagonal line down going both ways. And then we're going to continue that zigzag, that curvy zigzag to connect those 2 points. We're going to continue doing that just inside and connect it. And let's do it one more time with your diagonal line and connect it. All right. So now we have what looks like the top of a tree, and we're going to add 2 vertical lines that are parallel to be the trunk of our tree. And then I want you to add a little curvy line coming down as if that tree was sitting in a snowbank. We all doing okay? All right, now start up here in the second little shape we made, and I want you to make a horizontal line to the edge of your paper. And then I want you to come down below your last one and make a parallel horizontal line. So it's parallel to that one, it's horizontal, it goes from the trunk of the tree off of our paper. We're going to do one more of those just above the peak of our house, of our tree, to make the top of a house. That made a lot of sense, didn't it? With a diagonal line. So now, I don't know if you can quite see it, we have a house with a roof there. And I know if I add my door, you'll be able to see it much better. So I'm going to add a door. I think I'm going to add a little window in my door. You can make yours however you want it to. Anytime I make a mistake, if I just make it look like I meant for it to be that way, it's not a mistake anymore, right? So now it looks like I meant for the door to look like that. I'm going to add a doorknob. And then we talked about overlap before, so overlapping or behind my tree, I'm going to start to add what's going to become a window. That's the inside frame of my window. And this is a pretty big window, so I'm going to imagine that it's one of those great big picture windows that has little glass panes. You can make yours look like what you want to. Again, I'm using overlap when I make those little panes. I'm not drawing through the first lines, I'm jumping over them. That's how we get overlap. We hop, right? So now it looks like my window has that little frame in it, and it's lots of little glass panes. Now if I want to, I could make some smaller windows so that it would be a 2-story house. That line's not very straight. This time I'm just going to make it a regular window. See, it's sitting behind my tree. And maybe there's more than one room, so I've got another window here. There's no overlap in this one. Hope you're drawing much straighter lines than I am. And now I have my house sitting here. My tree is in front of my house, right? I'm going to add a walkway, because in my imagination somebody's already shoveled the snow. And back over here, I'm going to add another curvy line like there's a hill. That's the backyard. And I want my house to be like in a winter scene. So I'm going to add another tree like this one. But it's not all going to show. And it's going to be kind of behind my house and behind that first tree. So we're using overlap again. And I could show the base of that tree coming down in my snowbank. So now I have another tree. Maybe this is a little house in the woods. So in my imagination, my little house might have a chimney. And I might let some smoke come out. Like that. And I want more trees, so I'm going to continue to add, because I'm in the woods. I like being in the woods. So I'm going to add some more of those same kind of easy trees back here, overlapping. Maybe one up here behind my house even. And when it's overlapped, I don't have to draw as many lines because not everything shows, and I don't have to draw what doesn't show, right? I feel like I need one more over here. So I'm going to put one more tree in there. Kind of hiding behind everything. So this is getting to be a pretty full picture. A lot of winter scene, but I always use my imagination. So I'm going to imagine, because when I look out in my backyard, which is kind of full of trees, a lot of times I see little bunny prints in the snow. So I'm going to imagine that maybe I have a bunny hopping out. So I'm going to use a little egg shape here for his head. Give him a little nose. Some ovals for his ears. Right? That one's not really well done, but anyway. Give him a little eye. Imagine he's hopping, so I'm going to make that first leg be like a U. I'm going to curve around for his back leg. There's a backward C, and then another U for his little foot. I'm going to give him a little belly curve there. And a little bunny tail. So there's my bunny in the woods. This ear I probably could see the inside of, but I wouldn't be able to see the other one. And he's hopping through the snow, so I want to leave a shadow. And I think I'm going to show people where he came from. So I'm going to make some little prints in the snow. Like he's been hopping along. So I can see where he came from. Right? Now what else could we add to that picture? You don't have to add anything else if you don't want. I do think I'm going to add some texture though. I want my chimney to look like it's bricks. So I'm using horizontal parallel lines. And these are diagonal parallel lines. And then I'm going to make short little vertical lines to make it look like they're bricks on my chimney. I also want to imagine that it's snowing. So I'm going to put a little line of what I would imagine was snow up on my roof. And I know that the snow piles up here on my roof too. So I'm going to do the same thing down low. And maybe I will even add some icicles. I wish I didn't have icicles, but I do have icicles. So some icicles off of my roof. For my trees, I know that the snow hangs on the bough of the tree sometimes. So I'm going to make a curvy line, and I'm going to leave that part of my tree white. So a curvy line here, and I will leave that part of my tree white. And then all we're going to have to do is just add some color. So there you go. Remember that I'm leaving this part of my tree white. I'm going to color that the green colors. I'll do that on all my trees so it'll look like snow. And I might even add some snowbanks in here where I shoveled, because that snow has to be piled up somewhere, right? So I'm going to just add some lines to represent those snowbanks. And when I add the color, it'll look a lot different. So there we go.